And so, Preston, I want to dive into that. Maybe two or three things we can just dive into. Where what is some things that people could do to where they could overcome themselves so they can start becoming the self that they desire to be?
Yeah. So I'll start with, from my perspective, there's four aspects of what it means to be human beings. One, we are biological beings. That's easy to see. We're physical beings, and there's a lot going on inside of our bodies. Two, we are linguistic beings, where we use language to describe the sun and room. And then with the language of room, we have the language of door and doorknob, and that opens up worlds for us. Three, we are quantum beings, which science is just now catching up to and just sort of understanding. And four, and this is the one I want to stop on because it's one of the most important ever, is we are social and historical beings.
Social and historical beings.
Yes.
So are you saying that like, mentally maybe there's some artifacts and some thinking and processes that, okay. Could you unpack that a little bit?
Yeah. So social and historical beings, meaning we were all born into beliefs and interpretations.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are beliefs and interpretations that each and every one of us took on like a family heirloom that was passed down and passed down and passed down.
Yeah.
When our mental maps of the world were being formed. So 0 to 7, our sort of psyche and our mental maps are being formed. And so if we are inheriting from our dad, and his dad, this idea about money, about success, about what's attractive, if we're inheriting from our mom, her mom, and her mom, plus the church, plus the school, plus the bullies, and our sister who's the golden child, or our brother who's more athletic, or whatever the case may be, forming a mental map and a nervous system that responds in like kind. And my belief is that the God I serve is one gigantic yes button. It will never interfere. It just says yes. And yes is based on the degree of your understanding of who and what you are. And so if you believe that you are unworthy, lower than, bad with money, bad with relationships, oh, I'm too X, I'm too Y, then the yes button, let's call it God, call it divine intelligence.
Yeah.
Types in the chat GPT. Okay. And we get a life that looks like that. And so one of the first things we have to do is make a list of all of the ways that we have been programmed and conditioned, all of the of courses we have about ourselves and the world. Like, of course you save every penny that you get. Right? Of course you get a good job and you work hard and hard work is the thing. Of course.
Right.
Okay, well, maybe. Let's find out. Right? Maybe. Yeah. And so my job I've been leading a somatic nervous system based workshop with my wife for the last 10 years. And our biggest job is to just sort of wedge ourselves in between there and put like ... maybe. And then with that maybe we find out. Let's go find out. Let's see if that's still true for you.
Yeah. I love that. And I have a question for you too. What do you think is one truth about yourself that you avoided for years because admitting it would have shattered your identity?
There's so many.
You only made me pick one.
Yeah. I think the one that really got me was when I turned 40. I had a pretty hard thing happen with my wife. Okay. And we were deciding whether we were going to get a divorce or not. And there was a lot of water under the bridge and resentment and all this stuff. And I had been being such a good, nice guy, perfect husband, doing all the right things. And I wasn't, quote unquote, getting the needs met that I wanted, but I also wasn't willing to ask for them. And so I got some stuff happen. And I went and did a ceremony with my men's group where I took a bunch of mushrooms and LSD and
wow.
Yeah. And especially mushrooms will sort of force the truth.
It does. Oh yeah.
Right?
We have a similar story. I did the same. I got divorced. I'm 40. Yeah. And after the divorce, I went to Breckenridge, I went to my cabin, got a bunch of mushrooms and laid out on the floor and just had a coming to God moment. I was like, you know what? Just whatever this is, pull it up so I can pull it out so I can just
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Fact.
Yeah.
In that ceremony, I had a realization that I had been competing with my father since I was 13 years old. And so what I knew of me wasn't fully me. It was the me that contorted myself to always be better than him. And what happened was that every place I judged him, right? My dad struggled with drug abuse.
Mine too.
Yeah, my sister and I went the opposite way. So this usually happens. If your parent goes this way, if your parent's alcoholic, you either drink too or you don't even touch anything, right?
Yeah.
And so my sister and I, I smoked weed for the first time, the second time. So I started smoking when I was 11. I quit when I was 11. I started smoking again just to see at 27 years old.
You still don't like it.
But the point is like, I realized that the sort of mask that I had been wearing of the good guy, the nice guy, the provider, that guy, some of that was true. And some of it was me trying to compete with him because I felt like he dropped the ball. So, okay, I can never drop the ball. He was wild and crazy and like in his bag and colorful. I could be some of that, but not all of it. Right. And so that sort of broke something in me. I'll be 45 in a month and a half.
So you're 5 years older than me, Preston. Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, big brother.
Exactly. Right. So I'm about to, hit that big full 5. And it really changed a lot from 40 to 45, like a lot.
It feels like this is a shift for myself. Like I can't put words on it, but something inside of me is like roaring. I'm just like, okay, it's like now is your moment. Like it's like you've been preparing for right now, not knowing that I'm thinking like, oh, like no, all of that stuff was for right now. And I feel like, that's what, this moment is, preparation and movement. Mm-hmm. Another question. Do you believe that some people are more committed to healing the image that they have about themselves versus like actually healing themselves?
Yes, because there's information, there's transformation, and then there's demonstration.
Information, transformation, and demonstration.
Yes. And most people stop at information. They think, oh, well, because I know some stuff, I am therefore healed, right? And that I was molested at X, Y, and Z, or this thing happened because I know that. And I talked about it in therapy. I am therefore healed.
I know the information exists. I know I'm hurt. So I'm okay now. Now that I know what,
that. And so what they don't know is that there's 2 more ridiculously challenging layers. And that's, again, the workshop, that the bridge experience, that's what we work on. It's the body, because the body, you can't outthink how the body feels.
No.
And so some people try to gather as much information so that they can intellectually protect themselves, but then they get around somebody who's embodied and then they go, oh shit, and they don't know how to be.
Because I'm definitely like, they're like, I'm definitely not that. Yeah. Wow.
Right? So I think it is, if you don't have the demonstration as well, that's the other piece. Sometimes people will come around, and again, I'm still a work in progress myself, but people will come around and they'll go, oh, I didn't know how much work I had to also do until I was around you and your family. I didn't realize what manhood looked like until I got around you and watched how you moved and went, oh shit, that's another level. Right. This is what I've been speaking to, especially with men, because there's like the man starter kit where we think if we just get some muscles and fucking make some money and like get the fancy car and like look like.
Now I'm a man. Yeah.
Yes. It looks like man. It's man in quotes, but there's a deeper cut, right? Like for what does it mean as a man to step back in the room emotionally, right? Like we're going to fall, but most men run when times get hard. Right? Fuck your ice bath if you can't hold a woman when she's in her pain, right? Like that doesn't mean shit to me, right?
Your ice bath will not handle her emotions. Yeah.
That.
No amount of ice baths, brother, is going to take it. This is emotional 101. This is nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Wow. So overcoming yourself, getting beyond yourself is deeper than just realizing it. It's okay, how do I do the work now? How do I bridge, and I'll use your words, how do I bridge those experiences now so I can cross over into the river of change and like now I can do something about it?
Yes. Yes. And what that requires, right? Because it does, right? Awareness comes before choice. Awareness precedes choice,
Okay.
right? Because you can't intervene in a world you can't see. You can't do jack crap about anything if you can't really see it. So seeing and awareness, step one. Oh my God, I'm tightening up. My jaw is clenched. My heart is racing. I've just made my husband, my boss, my sister, my best friend, I've made them the enemy. They are in the drama triangle and they are the villain and I am the victim. Holy crap. Awareness, right? Now, step number 2 would be for me to go, okay, with this awareness, how can I get myself re-regulated? Because regulation is the name of the game. Most people are walking around in hyper arousal or hypo. Hyper arousal is anger, rage, like make sure, right? I'm bracing. What's going to happen, right?
They're in survival mode.
That, right? Yeah. And then the down version of that is hypo, where they are sad and depressed and anxious, but both are survival mode and survival tactics. Well, they're living from there, not visiting, living. And they visit their natural state every once in a while. Again, this is the distinction between information transformation and demonstration. Demonstration says, I live from the joy. I live from the pocket of God. I live from the love and I visit those places, but I don't live there. And so
that's why it's unfamiliar.
Facts.
That's
right?
why being in peace is so unfamiliar. People would prefer the chaos because it's familiar. It's not that the chaos feels good. It's this, you're so unfamiliar with peace that you push it away. You're like, I prefer the chaos that I do know versus the peace that I don't know. And it's
that part.
Yeah.
So that's step 2. Let me just finish this off. So step 2 is regulation. So awareness, holy crap, I'm bracing. I'm in survival mode. My heart's racing. Something's happening here. Awareness. Step number 2, how do I get back regulated? Right? What do I need to do to take care of me? What would the wise adult, if there was a wise adult here, because I'm now 7 or 13, I'm back, right? There's something called neurotags. So when we go through trauma, right? And I have hundreds of these, but most people do when they understand what that means. But when we go through a trauma, the body does like a screenshot, like on your phone, it screenshots. It goes, oh, this is a scary moment, screenshot, which creates a neurotag. And then so from that point forward, if we do not give the body the signal that it's safe again, then that person will scan and walk around life with that neurotag, always scanning. Does that
looking for that moment to reoccur?
That, right? And so what we get to do is re-regulate ourselves so that we turn the neurotag off. Well, how do you re-regulate yourself? Step number 1 is breath. Everybody always stops breathing. The breathing shortens, it tightens, it's up, right? Breath down, breath into the vulva, breath into the balls, breath into the bottom of your belly, opening and widening. Number 2, shake, move the body.
Like animals do when they first meet someone, they shake it off. They Taylor Swift style, they're shaking it off.
That, right? And then once we are re-regulated, then we ask the question, what would the wise adult, the wise one, not the 7-year-old who just reacted, but the grown-ass woman, the grown-ass man, what would that person do or say in this moment? And then we take action from that space, or we just celebrate that we caught it, because success leaves clues, and what you appreciate appreciates. So what we're doing here is creating new muscle memory, right? You keep getting reps. What'll happen is it'll be embodied and the muscle will grow. And so we're growing the muscle of awareness. We're growing the muscle of re-regulating. We're growing the muscle of the wise adult living in us versus the neurotag of the 7-year-old.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to come out of this trauma loop? Like, why do you feel that like when we can present something to someone and show them how clearly dangerous living this way is, how clearly unproductive these thought processes are, but yet and still they cling to this loop of trauma as if it's their only way of being. Like, why do you think people cling to the trauma loop, and it doesn't allow them to really evolve into the self that they're looking for?
I think they are addicted. I think most people are addicted to the chemicals that rush through their body when they are in the drama and the trauma, because it's most familiar. And I think it's, we live in a world that's devoid of demonstration. Back in the day, at the very least, we used to have an uncle or a grandfather or somebody who could teach and show you how to come out of that thing. Way back in the day, the village would allow people to grieve like for days to move through the thing so the grief doesn't get stuck in the body. And yet, we're so McDonald's, we're so fast paced, we're in and out on everything. And that has stunted the growth of the community. And so I think there's it's challenging for people because they don't see it.
I just put that your addiction. It's so funny you said that, your addiction to emotional survival.
Yes.
Preston, do you have anything you wanted to ask me?
Yeah, man. Give me 1 second, because kids camp.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. What's something that you are still working on that has served you in the past, but won't take you where you want to go?
Could you ask me one more time so I can let it sink in?
What's something that has served you in the past, but it won't take you where you want to go?
Giving just enough to where it looks like I'm giving my best, but really I'm like at 50%. I'm like 50%, but to other people, my 50 looks like 75 to 80, and they're like, "Oh my God, you did such a great job," and I'm like, "Yeah." And so I think I've been skating by on not doing everything that I can do, and I've gotten by with that, and I don't feel like I can go this next level of my life only playing at 50% or 60%. When before I could comfortably skate through life doing 50 or 60 because it looks like I'm doing 80.
Yep.
Everyone's happy. I look great. But now I'm just like, no, I'm not happy, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And I don't want to. What else am I showing up half-assing? What else am I half-assing? My relationships? Am I half-assing my commitment with my health, with my children? What else am I not going all in on? And for me, I haven't always gone all in, and it's because mine looks different, and I know now I have to go all in if I really want the life that I've never had before.
Yes. That's my next question. What are you longing for that you feel is coming, but it's still not here yet?
I was going to say this moment, but I'm having it with you. So a little bit, I would say what you have, which is I want a family. Like, I want that togetherness. I feel like going to the top of the mountain and getting there and rejoicing by yourself is kind of empty. It's just like, yeah, I did it. And you look around and it's, yeah, you did do it, buddy. Look at you. And that's just not the way I want to do it. Like, I want someone to share those memories with. I want a big family. I want togetherness. I want what that signifies, what that brings to you. Like, there's a certain groundedness that comes with having family, like something extra that you fight for, some extra moment. Like, okay, I gotta go a little bit harder because my son or daughter, my wife's watching her. But when it's just you, I mean, I don't have to do all that, right?
Facts. That's very wise of you and perceptive, because that is exactly what happens.
You feel the same way?
Oh yeah, there's an extra gear that's possible across the board when you have people counting on you that you would die for. And there's a love that is so crazy. There is not a drug in the world that can touch the love of a parent to a child. Like, I'm in love with my wife, but I would literally I would die instantly for my kids.
I know.
That's a different thing. It is primally crazy. And
it is.
There's something beautiful about the family unit, right? Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of media that's trying to push us away from that.
It's been under attack. I'm so glad this is a great segue. I'm so glad you brought it up. Oh my God. It's like the way we were raised and the way this world was created is somehow demonized now. Mm-hmm. Like, it's wrong for a woman to want children and want a family, as if it somehow is beneath her. Like, what she should excel to do is get a degree and work for a company that doesn't really acknowledge her and works to death. And, now she's on psych medications, and all because, she should just push off family until later. It's just like, no, like, she can figure out ways to make money and survive and all that kind of stuff without giving up the idea of having a husband or a kid, or like just valuing humanity seems so far away now. It's just like, oh, who cares about kids and family? We'll just go be successful and have stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not, I'm sure this, it doesn't make us happy, no matter how much stuff and all the people who don't have stuff say, yeah, you say that because you have stuff. I'm like, yeah, but I want you to get stuff too, so you can realize, damn, they're right, it doesn't really do anything.
Mm-hmm. Facts. No, you're not wrong, bro. You are not wrong. There is to me, it's just like the blind leading the blind, right? It's like little kids, traumatized little kids, leading other traumatized little kids in adult bodies. And I think, I even look at the Diddy case that's happening right now, and I have compassion for him, and I have a lot of compassion for the people who would have been affected by him, whether he's found guilty or not. He did some stuff. Right?
Yeah.
If you've been in, I grew up in LA, and LA people, not people who moved to LA, but LA people. Yeah. We know the deal. We're so perceptive because we grow up in that environment that we're like, oh, that's a fake ass person. That's a vampire. That's, and we can like see it and
like write it. Yeah. Yeah.
And so I find it interesting. And there's been a lot of, a lot of research and conversations about this, that there are entire systems, complexes built off of the back of keeping people stupid. And so if I hand you this music and it's fuck a bitch, kill a bitch, never honor a woman type stuff, do all the drugs, I can control everybody just through the music.
Because I know what you're gonna do. Because I've already told you what to envision. Just like television, I've told you what to envision. Now I've programmed you, and all I need you to do is keep consuming the vision that I'm giving you of kill a girl, don't value anybody, sleep with as many people as you want. Like, all I need to do is give you the recipe over and over again, and now you'll just go do it yourself.
Facts. That. Yeah. That's exactly it. And so I think it's important for people like yourself, people like myself, to walk in a certain level of pride, and to be a demonstration to show people, right? Not just know the way, not just go the way, but show the way, so that other men and women and the people that they're affected by go, okay, that's dope too, right? Like, some people get mad at me because every once in a while I'll show my cars and all that stuff. And what they don't understand is I don't give a fuck about those cars. What I'm doing, it's like hiding the pill inside the dog food.
We know what you want. So I'm not going to pull out the syringe and be like, hey, let me give you this shot. Yeah. I'm going to wrap it in a piece of candy, because I know what the visual, I think there's a proverb that says, never show the lamb the knife. I'm not going to show you what I'm going to do, because then you're going to run away. But if I cloak it in materialism, if I cloak it in this, then you're like, oh, what does Preston have? Oh, what is he saying?
That,
Oh,
bro, that you got it. You got it 100%.
Look, I'm gonna walk by this Mercedes because I know it's appealing. So what was I
Correct.
saying?
Correct. When it's all said and done, there, especially people who come to our workshops and stuff, they're like, yo, you guys are playing at a level that we didn't understand you understood. Right? There's pieces and layers deep into it. And a lot of it for me is, what world am I leaving my kids? Right? Will I be able to, when I'm, 84, 74, sit back and say, oh yeah, daddy did halfway. Daddy did kinda. Or will I say, daddy swung from the fences.
Trying to knock it. Yeah.
Right? I'll sleep better knowing that I did everything I could to leave them the type of world that is safe for them to be them and express and to like experience life without the amount of programming that's occurred.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Them to think freely, live freely.
That.
Yeah, without, okay, this is what you should or should not do. This, you see the world openly and you make the decisions without mommy and daddy saying this or that. Like, what do you see? And then, like you said, being the example of what they should see. I think I did a show on this the other day about parents really not encouraging their children and inspiring them. Like, a lot of times parents are like the biggest dream killers ever. It's like because my dad was like on drugs and didn't know how to handle and be the kind of dad, my grandfather had to step in and show me what a man was like, show me hard work, show me ethics, show me how to treat a woman, all of these things that I needed, because otherwise I was going to get programmed, the wrong way. So
that's big.
That's
really big. I grew up in a neighborhood with like 100 boys, and of the 100 boys that grew up in that neighborhood, only 3 of us made it. The rest are still there or dead or in jail or living on the side of the street by the freeway. And the 3 that made it all had present dads. That's the only thing that was different.
Wow.
Only thing. And we talk about it. We all, like, I still message with some of them on Facebook, and, you can feel the desperation and the part of them that's happy for me and the part of them that's not happy for me. Right. It's like, yo, why did you make it and not me? And literally, if you just look at it on paper and you went through the thing, the only ones that made it are the ones who had a dad that was like, get your ass over here. And like, I love you. I'm proud of you. When's your next basketball game? How can I support you? Like that energy is so big. And I think that's, not to go into conspiracies, but if you really wanted to mess up a people, you just take the fathers away.
Take the men away.
Yep. Yeah. Take the men away and you got them. Yeah.
My dad told me the other day, I hadn't talked to him in quite a while. I put him on my do not disturb list again. But he says, you know what, son, you can always count on me to be your biggest critic. Mm-hmm. And I sat with it for like maybe 6 seconds, 8 seconds. And I was like, nah, I don't want that. I do not want that. He's like, what do you mean? I said, I prefer you to tell me, son, I'm so happy. I want you to know that I'm your biggest supporter. I just want you to know I'm the person that's standing behind you the most. I just want you, not that you're my, I can, and then your words, I can count on you to be my biggest critic. And I said to myself, I never want to be the type of parent that would ever utter that type of, no, I'm your biggest supporter. I'm your biggest, I'm your biggest. No, I did a podcast about this. I'm like, the world is going to criticize me. The world is going to critique me. I don't need it from my father. I don't need it from a mother. You're, as parents, are supposed to uplift and inspire and encourage it, not critique, not criticize, not belittle, put down. Our job is to flourish our children, grow them, nurture them, not kill them with criticism. Critical criticism. Who needs that?
Nice. I just want to applaud you for, and speaking of, I got to take my kids to summer camp in a minute. So,
yes.
But I want to applaud you for a moment, because the fact that you felt safe enough, empowered enough to share that back with him, right? Because he don't know no better.
He didn't.
And he can't until you teach him, right? He cannot. And so, good for you. Whether he takes it on or not.
It was a quiet ride home. He didn't say anything else the entire ride home. Yes. I was like,
Yep. He'll sit with it, right? He'll sit with it. Men have pride and ego and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, that quietness was him understanding that you struck a chord. You understood something. And maybe you touched something that he didn't get, right? And so it's very challenging to give somebody something you ain't never got yourself. And so he just probably took what his dad was or wasn't and tried to overlay it back on you. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't having it.
Yeah, that. And you just say, no, man. No.
I'm like, Dad, I don't want that jacket. Yeah.
That, right? I love you, but no thank you.
No, thank you.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you, Preston.
Huge. Yeah. Big, man. That healing, homie, my dad died in 2019 of the thing I was always afraid he would die of, which is some version of a drug overdose.
Wow.
And I mean, literally since childhood, I've been fearing that moment and day. But it was so beautiful because he died as best friends with me. And he called me. I missed his call on a Tuesday. I still have the voice note in my phone right now. I missed his call on a Tuesday. He died on a Friday. So I was at Burning Man. He called me, said, I'm the happiest man in the world. I heard you having boy-girl twins. Call me back. I love you. I'm fired up. And he was just so excited. And the reason that he was so excited was because over a span of about 7 years, I did what you did. I just kept teaching him. I kept going, no, this is how you love me. This is how you love me. Homie, I get it. You never had a dad.
Yeah.
You already nailed it.
Yes.
But I'm going to show you how to love me, and I'm going to love you. I'm going to accept you. I'm no longer trying to change your drug stuff, right? Do your drugs, bro.
Fine.
Do your drugs. You do what you do.
Yeah.
But I'm going to show you how to be with me.
If we don't be together.
Bro, it was so beautiful. I talk to my dad every day in spirit, and he visits me through black butterflies often. And I'm telling you, without a shadow of a doubt, what you just did, especially if you keep doing it and then still loving him, put your hand on him, give him a hug. Daddy, I love you. Like that shit. I broke my dad's heart in the best way by over and over and going, no, and I'm right here. I fucking love you. Till the wheels come off, I'm here, right?
Yes.
And here's how it's going to work as I'm here.
Yeah.
Bro, game changer. My wife is texting me right now.
Go, Preston. Thank you. Tell her I said thank you for letting me steal you away for a few minutes as well.
Much love, my man. Everybody, thank you for listening to this podcast. Gerald, hit me on the side, bro. We'll stay in touch.
Okay, later.
Yep.